Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Donald J. Trump.
Tonight, fresh off of clinching the Republican nomination, the Trump campaign is rejecting new reports of more top-level infighting. The Trump campaign announced it was parting ways with its political director, Rick Wiley, Wednesday, just 6 weeks after he was hired. Wiley, the former campaign manager for Scott Walker's presidential bid, was originally brought in to build up the ground game, to clinch the delegates needed to avoid a contested convention. When asked if he was fired, the Trump campaign says Wiley was just meant to serve a short-term role.
General election matchups will change dramatically once we get through Cleveland.
But sources close to the campaign say Wiley butted heads with campaign manager Corey Lewandowski. Wiley is also closely tied to Lewandowski's reported competitor, campaign chairman Paul Manafort, brought in late March to broker a possible ugly contested July Republican convention.
Corey, good job, Corey. Good job.
Sources say tensions between Lewandowski and Manafort have worsened as Trump gets closer to the general election. So much so, sources say the two are now working on different floors in the Trump Tower.
Well, it's certainly not unheard of that there are tensions within a presidential campaign, but it is unusual that two such top aides are really going at each other, and that the rift has shown up in such a public fashion.
Manafort's duties have expanded.
I work directly for the boss.
As Trump consistently downplays reports of any inner-team turmoil.
Paul actually gets along very well with Corey. They get along. They have different functions. But I'm telling you, they get along really well.
Fine. Okay.
They have separate functions, very separate functions, and they're doing great.
In an interview with the Huffington Post, Manafort says Trump isn't likely to pick a woman or minority as vice president, saying that would be viewed as pandering, I think. Today, Trump said Manafort was misquoted and that he wouldn't pick a nominee just because they are a woman or minority.
I think it's likely that we would have somebody, but we don't do it for any specific reason. We're looking for absolute competence.
Manafort also said it's not his job to change Trump. You don't change Donald Trump. You don't manage him. He's going to win unless we, meaning people like me, screw it up. This is not a hard race.